Alrighty folks, I'm Dogveloper. I'll be bringing you tonight a recent-ish, was like I think July 2023 indie game that is very retro inspired. Mostly by the current block, that it's the Mega Man series. So without any delays, let's just start. I'm gonna be playing the New Game Plus with the circuit mode. Settings, there are two gameplay styles here. The first one is normal new game. You have the energy that you can use for the abilities, and those cost the energy spares. Circuit mode, you have two energy casts for quote-unquote free, and then you start using health. That allows us to have a little bit more flexibility on how we do movement and combat in-game, so we're gonna be using that. Easy mode because it's speedrun, we do not need to waste more time on stuff that we do not need to. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Explaining a couple things here. We have a couple loadouts. I use 2 out of 3. One I do for stage movement, and one I do for boss fights and some other things here and there. The more advanced folks that play this game that are a little bit better than me by like 5 minutes, big thing, they will use 3. They will have 1 also for like mini bosses. But since I just started running this, learned it exclusively for the marathon here. I love bringing smaller games that not that many people know, although I think that the Guard Secret is a little bit more known than the other stuff I usually showcase here. But our main form of movement here will be the slide. That it has a dedicated button if you go for the accessibility settings, that makes it easier on the hands. Also the hook shot, also the swing. And in gameplay and feel here, it is pretty much Mega Man, but you punch stuff instead of shooting with the buster. Since we're doing the New Game Plus, we have access to the latest quote-unquote armor of the game, like the end game armor. That gives us the abilities from the other armors. Each one of the circuits is like what the Robot Masters are calling this. Have their own armor paint, and you apply stuff to yourself like, oh, you're invulnerable during dashes and sliding, or you can double jump. This dark red armor gives us like most of the abilities, so it is the fastest way to get through the pure movement gameplay that is New Game Plus, since you do not have to worry about routing the pickups and the rescues. This is, in the rescue settings, it is very Mega Man 6 inspired. And if we can keep the loadout for speed here instead of using the skill of the boss fight one, will be good. But yeah, and since we are all in speedrunning mode, you can see we have a in-game timer on the bottom of the screen. That's what the leaderboards go by. It is, I think, approximately 10 minutes-ish of RTLs, because RTL counts the RTA counts the like before mission and post mission time. This one excludes the loading times and such, so it's fair to have it on the more replicable setting. Movement in this is so good. It is very responsive, and everything you do that like damage-wise does not stop your momentum whatsoever. It's extremely fast-paced and super satisfying to play. And if you're considering getting this game, do it now, because it's 50% off on Steam. I just checked that out right before the stream, so yeah, join the community running this. And it's not that hard of a game to learn. I am on 36 something, like a mid to high 36, and it took like 50-ish hours of playing it casually plus learning the game. It's about 50-ish hours. So here we have the first boss fight. We're gonna do, yeah, some luck, because you can chain the abilities. If you do chain the same ability twice, it will break out of the stun lock. That's why we alternate. Also, each one of the bosses has this... I lost the thing. Has the phase changing attack. Was the two big lasers. So yeah, every single boss, when it transitions from one bar of health to the other, will have that desperation attack. They are completely vulnerable during that phase, so we do have to avoid that. If I can remember to grab up the emblem there in the middle, it is time saving, you know? If I actually finish the stage. But they do have also ILs if you are into that, like the individual level speedruns. So if you want to just, oh hey, I want to learn something and get started on speedrunning, the ILs are great even if you never speedrun anything, because it's like 5 minutes for a round and you can repeat every single time. One issue I have a lot is wasting my first cast, just like I did there. Because when you finish, you are usually on the combat loadout. So yeah, you should run this, please. Don't forget to change your stuff around when you start moving throughout this stage. Let's see what. If you ever on the ability casting there, you can when I cast one there, you see on the UI function overload. If I stop and do the pose, it's time loss. I did there in purpose just to demonstrate. Function overload in specific is special because if you press slide and the FO combination, you can cancel the animation. You save like half a second-ish, maybe a little bit less, but it's a time save. All the other abilities you do have, like the screen freeze and the all the anime posing that Kai does. So we try on the boss fights to minimize the amount of casts that we do. I have yet to actually like go on and watch and try the quote-unquote more optimal loadouts and skills to use. What we have here is just, oh hey, I found that this works and I was in low time to learn it for the marathon, so this is what we're rocking today. Just about a month ago, I think the 7th March, we broke the half an hour. The world record broke the half an hour time for the in-game time speedrun. Should be like 47, 48 RTA. It's very fast-paced. It is a joy to control. It's ultra responsive. And if you are a fan of the Mega Man series, I think it is a must. And I think there is like 2 spots of big RNG, 2 fights where the RNG really matters. Let's go into those now. Mountains and the warehouse. Those bosses fly, so stun locking is a little bit finicky. Let's see if we can get it here. This being speedrun mode, we do not have any of the plot development and the lore that the game has. during a casual playthrough, or do recommend, goddammit, I do recommend that you don't enable speedrun mode right away. Because despite being like Mega Man level lore, it is funny, you know, it's fun, it's a good experience. And if I can stop hitting the stage hazards, it would be amazing. Because if you hit a spike or something, you go to the last... Oh. To the last safe thing. You... Last safe ground you were stepped on. And yeah, the composer, Dominic. If you ever heard the... Oh, it's... F-Zero, but... Euro beat. It is that guy. It's Dominic. So it's stellar OST. 100% recommend. I catch myself listening to the music outside of the game all the time. Oh. That should be okay. Normally, if you're not fully maxed out, the checkpoints cost money. But since we are New Game Plus and way past needing to buy anything, they're free. They do lose time, you do have like to stand there for 3 or 4 seconds holding up to fully recharge. But yeah. Best here to not. Come on. I do want to learn the other categories to be like more playing the game as it was intended, quote unquote. Oh, it helps if I use the correct thing. I think the biggest thing to like keep in mind is, oh hey, have the correct attack in here. Otherwise we feel like a fool and we waste either the cast or health. But I see like the enemy fly, so yeah. I should have like researched a little bit more for commentary here. I do not know the names of any of the bosses. They have actual names. But we're so focused on getting semi-consistent with the run that I did not research the lore. But I think it is like similar to Mega Man 5, like there's a virus around and corrupted members of the league you are in, so now you have to go and defeat them, stop them from their evils. It's something like that. Again, I should have done a better job preparing commentary-wise. I'm not just focused on the run itself. But when not so good there, got one hit in the block. We do have like a no knockback mod installed on. Mod like the chips you receive from the rescues. Like the modifications for the main character. But still lose a little bit of time every time you get hit because you have a screen freeze, a la Hollow Knight. We're gonna try, although not that big of a time loss. Come on. Doesn't happen to sync up with the goop drop. And it cancelled my grapple. And it never happens, Grub. It never happens. We are all lore masters of the games we run, right? You're telling me that this game is not just a robot go punch punch and defeat bad guy? Come on. Missed the console there. Come on. And bad cycle. You can make that one, those three, in one single cycle. I lost there. I remember to change the two, because that's the combat mistake, the combat thing. The junkyard boss here. Okay, it's not in this phase that it should happen that, but it spawns things. I'm gonna do a block attack now. And after block attack it will spawn a minion. And exactly that! The minion can sometimes, thankfully was a bat, so flying and not in our way. But it can spawn like a regular humanoid enemy in front of you, so it blocks your dash attack, and that's super annoying. Because of course it can, and I might have lost a couple of runs to that specific situation there. The stage order I'm doing here is more or less the order you would do for the 100% run. It was like the only thing I looked up to see what the optimal for that specific category would be, because I tried to learn 100%. Then it was a bit too much for learning in a week, I think I had. Instead when I decided, oh hey, I'm gonna learn this for the marathon. But by experiencing the boss fights, I think we could have ones that are more nice to start to do, like with the mistake. Like the mistake rate that's gonna happen in the fight. My bet is on the penultimate one that we're gonna visit here, that is the warehouse. Oh, visually it could be a GBA game, and I would not beat an eye on it. They told me this was a late stage GBA. Pixel art on this is so nice. I think that's what they were going for, because it's, as you can see, it's not quite 16:9. You can, you know, be wrong and adjust it to stretch to 16:9 on the settings, but you know, that's the same as taking a Mega Drive game and making 16:9. Stretched is never good, so you're doing the more pixel correct visuals here. Hope y'all don't mind having the black bars on the side. Also, I hope the balance between music and voice is okay, because I would not want for y'all to miss the amazing soundtrack that the game has. Come on. I think this might be the single one boss fight that we don't have like arena doors to get through. It's one of the easiest one to miss changing layouts, as I usually do it between the transition. Beer with the Medillo. Oh yeah, let's... I think it's center right now. It doesn't really matter the stage order here, because, you know, routing on the specific, hey, this saves time nodes. We have everything we need. This might be like one of the most vertical levels of the game, so... Let's see if I don't know. Dash onto spikes or onto the wall. I'm be seeing a lot of the health cast abilities now. If I don't die here. Okay, so one of the abilities we get from the armor paint is one time between checkpoints, between the full heal review there, we can get below. If we get below the fatal health limit, it will give us 1 point of health as a buffer. I wish I did not need to use that, but hey, I did a lot of wrong there in the beginning, so that's what I got. Grab this as safety, even though I think I don't need. Should we use the cast up again? Yeah. Again, I'm still quite new to this game. Almost got hit there. So we're doing very much unneeded mistakes. And please do not die. Alright, we have the last thing there. The boss fights are actually very interesting if you let them do their thing, not just, you know, this. The patterns are all like very fun of dodging, and each one has their own personality on how they react to everything. But since this is a speedrun, hey, let's try not let the bosses breathe, otherwise time is lost. I have 2 more regular stages to go. Next one's gonna be the warehouse, where it is the worst boss ever created on a platformer game because it teleports around. So let's go for that. And I think the one instance of weird quote-unquote tech that we do with menus. Here we have those orbs that work kinda like, I want to say, the Peacock stage from X5? I'm mixing up a little bit of the Mavericks here in my head. I think it's X5 that has a Peacock. Like the digital whatever. But yeah, it works kinda like that, where it teleports you to the other second place. Oh yeah, if you do have, again, if you do have like Prime Gaming, I think late last year, like September-ish or so, they did give you up the game away. Might not be the latest version because, you know, Amazon, it's still their app, but you might own it and might be good enough for a casual playthrough, and if you get serious about the speedrun, get it on Steam. But you might already own the game and not even know. What we do here is we break the key there. The key has this pop-up, you go to the key, you unlock animation, but the flag is set immediately. So we just back to the last checkpoint that is right where the locks are. The one instance of the game that we use menuing to skip stuff. The other categories are a little bit more involved, because you do have to change layouts, and configure layouts mid-run. This one's just chill and go. The one instance of the reverse stage. And here up down are fully reversed, so if I were to cast the ability related to down modifier key, I would have to press up. Oh, come on. Here we go, past the skips area of the menu there. Too early on the punch there, so yeah. This does have like the issue of, oh hey, if you do it too early, it damages you. Change layouts, store health there. So yes, going forward from today on, what's gonna be my first stage because of RNG. So it can teleport to any of the platforms. They're good. And if I can, you know, stop re-hitting the wrong button, it would be good. But again, we changed 3 or 3 times the same skill there and did not deal damage because of the, oh hey, it's supposed to be anti-spam, so they thought about that. But if you do the alternating, you can actually hit it. You can imagine when you're on pace and the blood is pumping and your heart rate is very fast, how many mistakes can happen on this specific fight configuration. Again, I have lost rounds to this thing too many times. Well, yeah, it happens. I'm going for the last stage of the common ones. Almost wrong menu there. Thankfully there is because of the checkpoint system, a selection where you want to start. Helps a lot with collecting the rescues for other categories on the normal playthrough. But we almost went to a stage where we're not supposed to go. If you hold down to go down faster, you can hold down on the pad. It breaks the blocks. Actually, do not want to do that here. Come on. So sometimes you're gonna see me doing a couple mistakes here and there and having to wait. You do have right armors just like Mega Man X, but because endgame gear, I feel like I should have confirmed that, but I feel like it's slightly faster to just do the overload and just mash through stuff instead of going with the robot. Don't be like me that many times held down there for a little bit too long and just went into the pit. Know what I've been wanting to do? Dive into the game files of this and seeing if I can break it down and maybe archipelago it up, because I think it would work well. For that, you have enough for doing checks and stuff, but I have no clue how to implement that. Maybe I can just like start mapping the positions of the pickups first, and then see if someone that has actual implementation skills to do the final implementation, but yeah, we'll see. I'd love to play this for a random Monday, if it gets into AP. And there we go. I think it might also be 50 off on Epic Games if you like that over Steam. I don't know why you would, but yeah, it is 50 off there as well, I think. So I have like 2 places to buy it. I recommend Steam because it's more stable, but yeah. Hey Sugu! This is Gravity Circuit. It's a Mega Man inspired game where you play as, instead of shooting, you punch the enemies, and it's really cool. Should be on the consoles as well. Not sure about sales on there, but it should be on every single of the modern consoles. It's a very good game. And because we don't have plot lines in here, you can experience the game as you kind of would fully blind. So I defeated all the quote-unquote robot masters, and now the Colonel betrayed us. You know, very, very, very Mega Man-like. Oh hey, our leader is actually the bad guy. So we're going to kick his butt. This is equivalent to the Wily stages. The difficulty bumps up a lot, but you know, since speedrunning, I'm gonna just ignore stuff, face tank, and worry about dying later. Yes. As long as we don't do many silly mistakes, which, mind you, can happen a lot, we should be okay. But it's a lot of like pits and environmental hazards, way more than we have on the normal Robot Master stages. The worst part, because I'm going fast, because it's not quite aligned up, the go up here, and when you want to go up as fast as possible, you can sometimes hit your head on the platforms and lose momentum. But yeah, so far so good. A quick tip: if you're going to plan playing this casually, go into options and turn always run on, so you don't have to hold one of the triggers to move fast, otherwise you just walk. Yes, this has a double walking speed, and this is like the shadow fight, if I can again choose the correct layout. The enemy here has all the abilities that we have, but we don't care, we're just gonna combo it to death. And it does go to 1 health and goes in Berserk. You're gonna take a intentional hit there, otherwise you will cast the dash attack a couple times, like 3 or 4 times before becoming vulnerable again. If you get hit, it's immediately vulnerable, so we sacrifice a little bit of health for speed in that instance. And this is kinda like the zero-ish member of the cast. It's go, oh, you're not strong enough. Oh, I am. So prove it. And then you fight, and yeah, you are strong enough, you can proceed. Shenanigans. Simplifying very much because I played the casual when it came out in 2023, so it's been a while since I actually watched the story. So yeah. Now for the next stage, this is like the full-on lava pits stage, if I can keep the correct layout and move forward proper. But here is like the full-on, oh hey, everything is environmental damage stage, and the biggest time losses of the run can come from this. Because there are huge portions of just platforming on moving stuff or using the grapple over lava. Oh. Can I not? Yep, a little bit too low. Again, because precision of speedrunning, the most optimal paths usually are kind of precise, and you get screwed over if you don't do it proper. Or you get hit with the same wave of lava 3 or 4 times like we did there. Hooray! I know how to play the game, I swear, folks. So if you were to die to any of these spikes, we would go all the way back, yeah, just like that. To the last place we stand safely. Alright. I'm just demonstrating what not to do. It's not a mistake, it's a showcase. See? How much I think about my runs? Including what not to do. Same goes for here. Because of the movement on this, I'm pretty sure you can do all those spike sections just with the skills. It feels possible. It feels possible. Can I do it? Likely not. Alright, you're gonna do just jumping. Kidding me. See, don't stop. Once again, demonstration. Don't stop on the spikes. It's relevant that I make that very clear, because there is in the next stage something very important regarding that. So this game has, as any good Mega Man game should have, refights. This is the simulacrum simulator, something like that. It has a phase of its own. I'm gonna just dispatch of it very fast. It will at first assume one of the couple abilities of the enemies we fought, and you'll teleport us to that arena, right into the second phase. So we're gonna have to survive the phase transition attacks here, and fight the robots again. They're not good. Don't do that. But we do need to do it all in one shot. If we die, it keeps the already defeated robot masters, but you have to fight that first phase all over again. So optimally you would not want to die in any of the fights here, because it would be quite a sizable chunk of time to get back to like the actual refights. And I hope I'm not rushing too much through my wars and I'm being like easily understood, because I know I can speak a little bit too fast when I'm in game. Hopefully I'll getting all the info that I'm trying to pass. After each fight we do get a health restore. And because of the mod chips we have, we do get energy back with each melee hit we land. So using that, we're gonna try to do as fast and as safe as possible. Without taking too long to do it, so. I wish the Mega Man fights, the Mega Man games would be like, oh, okay, it's half the fight, you don't need to do the entire thing. Alright, I'm gonna fight it intended because I wasted all the things. Come on. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I do not know. We have 3 to go still. I'm gonna try to conserve a little bit of energy here. But yeah. Because it is just like a... I will not say a couple of frames, but it is a short-ish window to do the full stun lock. We'll get a little bit of health here. Since it's the laser die, I think it is doable with this. Come on, buddy. I'm trying not to waste if I don't need to. Alright, we should be back to good standing, and of course the last refight is the one that I hate the most, because it can go wrong. Thank you, game. 1, 2, 3. There we go, the refights are done, and we did not die. Despite, you know, the shameful fight on the highway boss. So I think any chance we would have of this being a PB pace run, it's down the drain with the fights there. But hopefully the rest of the game goes well, because we have one more stage to go. And this last stage here, it is a gauntlet of platforming, more so than the other stages. We have to choose between one of the 2 sides. I'm gonna go full left because that's what I know. I have no idea if the other side is faster. Yeah. Like here we choose one of the 2 sides and the other frame there goes to the other, because you need to press 2 buttons at the same time in order to open the hatch in the middle. It's mostly just, oh hey, platforming. You try not to hit the lasers, because if you hit the lasers, the doors close. And you have to press the exclamation mark buttons again. There we go. And each of the sections here are more or less themed on its own thing. As the one was the floating platforms, this one is the spike blocks. So on and so on. Oh, come on. And don't let the fast-pacedness of the movement scare you away from running this after your casual playthrough, because I think everyone should play this casually. It is not that hard. I would put it in like, I don't know, Mega Man X levels of difficulty to keep with the Mega Man aspect. In here, when you're doing the swings here, your grapple can attach to an enemy, and that will pull the enemy to you. So you gotta, keep attention that if that happens, you have to re-grapple. Like throw the enemy away and re-grapple. Because otherwise you're gonna die. You're gonna fall into the pit and die. And that's a time loss, because you go all the way back to the last checkpoint and left. So these spike blocks here that we're breaking, in code they count as environmental damage. So if you do step on any of them, or like mash your face against one of the walls, you will be sent back to the last safe floor you stepped on. And that can be way back, so let's try not to face tank the spikes. Like that. Thankfully it's just right there. See? Again, exemplifying the run, so you, when you play, don't do the mistake. And we're done with the gauntlet. There is just a little bit more stage ahead of us here. We're gonna cover here, change to the correct loadout, and there is this like ominous corridor before the final battle. With all the circuit bodies in the vats. And there is Colonel. Gonna kick his ass, because he tricked us. As per the story. Just as all the others, it is gravity dash, gravity freeze, gravity dash, gravity freeze. It gets a shield, but then no matter. They all follow the same thing. It's impressive that they all have the exact same weakness. But oh no! The big robot was the true evil all along. I don't know where I saw this before. I think a small indie game by a tiny company, I think Capcom, was it? Did this back in the 90s? I don't know, folks, can you help me with that? What game this looks like, the end of? Can't quite remember. So the final boss here, it has 3 health bars. Focus on health here. And in order to hit the core up there, the third eye, you do need to damage a little bit, otherwise health will not go down. And time will be the last hit for RTA. And it will show statistics for in-game time just on the mission finish screen. Time. Alright, that's Gravity Circuit. Let's just wait a little bit longer, like 30 or 40 seconds or so we can see the actual time we got, if this were to be on the boards. 48 RTA is not that bad. I'm happy with that. So I got a 4:31 on the stage, and for the game we have a 37:43, just about 1 minute over my PB. But yeah, this is Gravity Circuit on New Game Plus Circuit Mode. That went way better than what I expected. Hope you all enjoyed that adventure we went through here. It's a bit longer than what I'm used to run here. I usually do like the 20-ish minutes, going for almost 50 is quite a bit more than what I usually do. But hopefully it was entertaining, hopefully I could commentate enough about the game to make, you know, people interested in playing it. But yeah, that's it for me for Retrothon. Stay tuned, we're gonna go for the Mega Man block next. And yeah, hope to see y'all on the boards for this game if you do pick up the game. I'm for sure gonna keep playing this. And Dogveloper, ouch.